Here.
He's here, okay, and I'm here.
Thank you.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I forgot to bring my flags.
Sally, I'm so sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. Before we continue, I want to let everybody know that we are having Spanish translation tonight. So we have Lourdes with us. I am gonna ask all board members to enunciate when you're speaking. So remember, the translation is 10 times faster. The Spanish goes 10 times faster. So if you please try not to speak really fast and also enunciate all the words. So if you want to select Spanish, you go on your screen. On the very bottom, there is a world icon, and you have to select English or Spanish. If you select Spanish, you are only gonna be able to listen to the translator. He's gonna be saying everything that everybody says in the meeting in Spanish. And if you select English, then you'll hear in English. Of course.
So just can I say somebody's microphone is rubbing on something because we're getting a lot of feedback here.
I think that was me. Sorry. Okay,
Okay.
better, Andy?
That's better.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Moving to B2, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of November 10th?
To approve?
Second.
Are there any questions about the minutes?
No.
I'm so sorry. If you do not select English, I cannot hear you.
You have to go to, yeah, down to the world.
Where
You
do
have
we
to go-
select?
On the little world, on the bottom of the
The
screen.
bottom,
So I don't see that.
I don't have that on mine.
where it says participants, screen share record, the very, very bottom of everybody's screen.
So I think
just
this is going to be a
participants and
Chromebook issue then, because it's the Chromebooks that are not being
No.
able to.
So, Monica,
Um,
can you?
Of course, can you hear me better?
Put your thingy up
Let
toward,
me turn my volume up.
There's something going on.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's
okay.
a lot better. Yeah, that's
Oh.
you. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Sorry, my volume was a little low.
Okay.
So,
Okay, it's fine.
Lourdes?
can you please just repeat the volume?
Pardon? Lourdes is saying something.
So I don't have the option to check the language. What do you suggest?
I don't either.
I
No.
don't.
I can.
Okay, you want me to go on? No, it won't work.
Yeah, I can't hear a word that Lourdes.
no, there's nothing down.
Is she muted or?
I don't think we're supposed to hear her, only if you chose.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, language interpretation. There we are. I got you. Okay. So, Michelle,
I lost all sound. I can't hear anybody.
so if you go, can you hear me?
Wait, now I can hear you. What did you say?
Yeah. So if you go to the upper right and there's this little thing that says more choices, and go to language, and then it'll give you a menu to come up with language interpretation, and that's where you pick out your language.
No, how
In
about
the
you?
upper right,
Upper right.
I have speaker view settings and exit full screen.
Yep,
That's what I have.
Hmm.
So,
no, well, no, it's not an option. Okay, well,
I am not sure if that is a Chromebook issue or we will have to ask IT what happens on the Chromebooks because all board members have a Chromebook, not a laptop. Mhm. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Okay.
Everybody's muted now.
Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do at this point is we will have to stop the translation, the interpretation, because we need to continue with the meeting. It's a business meeting, and we will research the issue and try again on December 15th. So thank you so much, Lourdes, for being with us tonight. And
Thank you.
everyone will go back to just listening directly from the meeting. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll research it for all the board members. Thank you. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday. Yes, good night,
Thank you, Lourdes. Okay,
Okay,
all right. Moving on to B2. We got a motion, I believe, in a second. Any questions about the minutes or did we vote?
We didn't vote.
No, we
Okay.
didn't.
Okay, so all those in favor of approving the minutes? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to B3, the approval of the agenda and the consent agenda. May I have a motion?
Move to
Move.
approve.
Second.
Okay. Jamie, this is a roll call.
Hey, Andy,
Aye.
Rogelio,
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Sally,
Aye.
and I am I.
Thank you. Moving on to D, the superintendent's report.
thank you, Sally. Tonight, I'd like to begin with thanking our board trustees, Michelle Robertson and Rogelio Delgado, for their distinguished service these past 6 years and 4 years. 6 years for Michelle and 4 years for Rogelio. We really appreciate your dedication and commitment to providing quality academic, social, athletic, and artistic opportunities for all children in Carpinteria and Summerlin. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Tonight, we
Um,
have a certificate of appreciation that I'd like to read. In recognition of your dedicated service to the students, staff, and families of the Carpinteria Unified School District, for your commitment and
Awesome.
devotion to the power of our public schools, for your leadership, compassion, and dedication to the lives of students and their families, for your belief in the success of every employee and student, the Board of Trustees and the entire school community offer their heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Michelle Robertson and Rogelio Delgado. Thank you for your years of faithful and dedicated service to enriching the lives of students in our communities through your commitment to our public schools. In addition, we'd like to honor you with a clock.
Oh,
Okay.
Thank you.
I knew that.
And it says, your name, Rogelio Delgado, Michelle Robertson, CUSD School Board, and your years of service. And it says, with appreciation for your service. Thank you both. It's been my pleasure to work with both of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Love her.
Andy, you have something to say?
Yes, I would just like to thank both of you. Rogelio, you know, your years on the board, I know your dedication to public education is tremendous, and that it shines through in your passion, the example that you set for your daughters is amazing. I think your daughters, the achievements they've achieved are testament alone to the kind of person and parent you and your wife are. And I know that your dedication to our district won't end with your term. And I'd just like to thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Michelle, I know we've had a very, seems like we've been on this board together for a really, really long time. And you know, I really have come to, well, actually I've admired you even before you were on the board. You've taught us so much about education, your knowledge about early childhood and the children's resource, the main school main project have been amazing. And I know that without your guiding hand, a lot of the decisions that we've made and choices we've made in this district wouldn't have been as level-headed or well thought out. And I just, you know, you're going to be sorely missed. Especially, I'm going to sorely miss you. You're like my I don't know, my alter ego, I guess. And I hope that you'll stay involved with the district.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Michelle.
Jamie?
Yeah, I definitely want to kind of reiterate what Andy said on both of them. You know, Rogelio, I want to thank you so much for your dedication over the last 4 years. I've really learned a lot from you. You came with a different perspective than I have on a lot of things. And I've always appreciated what you've said and taken it to heart, and your dedication to the students that you can tell that you just care so much about all of the kids and the teachers and staff and everybody in the school district. And I really appreciate that. And I want to thank you so much for your dedication over the last 4 years, and the last 2 years that I've been on the board with you have been great. And I hope that you'll continue to send us your information either by email or come to the board meetings. And so I do appreciate your perspective on a lot of the topics, and I always take them to heart for sure. So thank you very much. And then Michelle, I really, really, really want to thank you for coming back onto the board after trying to get off of it and filling the vacancy. I feel like I kind of went under your wing and learned so much from you while I was trying to learn my way around the board in the beginning. And you have so much knowledge and experience that is so important for the role you have on the board. And so you're kind, you're compassionate, but I really appreciate you're just logical in everything you do. And I really, really appreciate that. And I hope that I'll get all your contact information for wherever you're moving on into the future, and so that I can get your ear every once in a while and kind of bounce some ideas off of you. So I really appreciate all you've done for us.
Thank you, Jamie.
I would just like to say, Michelle, that you and I go way back from when Thrive was starting with Paul and the start of CCP. And way back then, I knew that you had a wealth of knowledge about children, and especially early childhood education. And I think you've brought that to the board, and we've all benefited from your knowledge and your dedication to the district. And like Michelle said, Jamie said, you were so gracious to come back onto the board when we really needed you. So I appreciate all you've done for the district, not just on the board, but in the past. So thank you, and good luck as you continue in your role in early childhood education. And Rogelio, you and your family, we go way back too. I had your girls at Canlino, and I just want to say it's very impressive, the work that you and your wife have done to raise 3 quite amazing daughters. And they are an example of really good parenting. And I think that's really terrific. And we thank you for bringing your ideas and issues to the board that maybe some of us didn't realize. So good luck, and we hope we continue to hear from both of you.
Thanks.
Michelle, I don't know if you want to say anything?
Sure. Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Your kind words are always so touching to me. And I was moved the last time I left the board, and I moved again. So thank you. I want to say I came back on because, and Andy, you and I have seen, I think, everything there was to see in our years together through were we 5 superintendents? Five superintendents, I think, right?
Yeah.
In the 6 years. And when we brought Diana on, it was just like the sigh of relief to get some normalcy back into our district. And for those of you who don't know, Diana and I go way back when she was with Santa Barbara Unified, and I was actually under her wing and she mentored me as I was starting my career in education. So I really love that we went kind of full circle back. But I do hope that I brought some calm back to the board the 18 months I came back. I think debate is good and different opinions are good. And I really hope as Jamie and Aaron come on, who I think are going to be fabulous board members, just listen to each other and, respect the debate and appreciate it, because that's why there's 5 people there. And I want to say to Rogelio, thank you also for your service. We also didn't always see eye to eye, but I am so impressed by the passion that you bring for the children and families and staff of Carpinteria Unified. And I think that you will continue to champion for all of them, even not being up on the dais. So thank you. I wish everyone, health and sanity and peace as we get through this century pandemic. And I've said this before, and I'll end with it again, that even being a professional educator, I never understood the backstory behind public education until I was a board member. And so I've gained a lot of wisdom about it. And I do hope and cheer for Carp Unified in the future years. So
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to say
Rogelio?
something.
Yes.
Yes, Michelle, I also thank you for your service. It's a service to the community. Really appreciate that. And I got to know you when I was a rookie. And I listened to you, and you're soft-spoken, and that's good. Sometimes at the beginning, I didn't speak that much, but this is what I think. I think that you can learn a lot just by listening. And that's what I did at the beginning. And I was away from education for a long time, and I never imagined that I was gonna be a board member. Never. But I'm glad that it happened, because it enlightened my life, and I learned so much about you. I learned so much about our students, about our teachers, about our community. And like, for example, like today, someone left this at my door, and this is the front page, and it's written, thank you for your dedicated services, your students and families. And I will always consider the students a part of my family. And that is why I have shown all of this passion for the students, all of this passion for the teachers, because it's just incredible the way that we embrace each other. And I want to thank every student, every teacher, every community member for their support And yes, just like all of you said, I will not go away. I'll be back, and I will be watching the board meetings. I will be making some comments on depending on what I hear, what I say, and I want to tell this to every board member. We didn't agree on everything, but I think that give us the opportunity to listen to the other side. That it's a way to learn. I would say I learn from you. I learn from everyone. I learn from the students, the teachers. And basically these groups that for example, the diversify or narrative group, that's something, the way that we connected, the way with the Black Lives Matter movement connected with me. It was, I never imagined, and I hope that everything turns out for the better for the community and for all of you. And I proud of everyone, and I'll be back. And thank you very much. And this multicultural literature course was the main goal, and it was made possible through the students, through the teachers, and through the board. And that's something that I will never forget. So I thank you. I thank everyone, and happy holidays. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you both for your service.
you.
Diana, I think you have a report.
Yes, I will continue with the next item is the COVID-19 update. Due to the rise of the COVID-19 transmissions and hospitalizations throughout the state, the governor announced last week that Santa Barbara County will be moved back to the purple tier, which is the most restrictive. This change from the red to purple tier does not affect the current in-person instruction for the elementary schools or the small cohorts at CMS and CHS. However, if we continue to remain in the purple tier, we will not be able to reopen CMS and CHS as planned on January 7th. Please follow the county public health guidance. Holidays must look different this year if we want to avoid overburdening our healthcare system and further impacts to our economy. We are at a critical point where every person must wear a face covering, avoid any gatherings with persons outside their home, and stay home if you are ill. Additionally, the state of California has issued a travel advisory and guidance which recommends no travel outside the state or country. Travel and mixing households during the holidays increase the chance of contracting and spreading the COVID-19 virus. Those who do travel are strongly advised to self-quarantine 14 days upon return to California. Please do your part in reducing COVID-19 transmissions and celebrate your holidays with low-risk activities. For more information about staying safe during the COVID-19 pandemic, please log on to the public health website. The next item is the CHS Multicultural Literature course. 27 seniors are enrolled in this year-long college preparatory A to G English B course, which meets the additional requirements for English composition, extensive reading of modern literature, frequent writing with brainstorming to the final paper, and practice listening and speaking with different audiences. Here is the course description. This course focuses on literature by and about people of diverse ethnic backgrounds. Students will explore themes of linguistic and cultural diversity by comparing, contrasting, analyzing, and critiquing writing styles and universal themes. Students will write expository, analytical, and responsive essays. A research-based approach to a response will be essential. The students will observe, listen critically, and respond appropriately to written and oral communication. Conventions are essential for reading, writing, and speaking and will occur within those contexts rather than in isolation. The students will understand and acquire new vocabulary and use it correctly in reading, writing, and speaking. Students will read The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica Sanchez, and I Am Malala, How One Girl Stood Up for Education and Changed the World by Malala Yousafzai and Patricia McCormick. The next item is the Learning Continuity and Attendance Plan Review. The Santa Barbara County Office of Education received and reviewed CUSD's plan adopted at the September 22nd board meeting. Per the Education Code 43509, Section C1, the County Superintendent of Schools may submit recommendations in writing for amendments to the Learning Continuity and Attendance Plan by October 30th. At this time, the county office staff has no recommendations and thanked us for our attention to both the spirit and the requisite elements of the plan. The next item is regarding CHS student athlete Kate Cooney, who is our Philip Womble Ethics and Sports Award winner. This week, the Santa Barbara Athletic Roundtable is honoring Kate, CHS Junior, as Carpinteria's 2020 recipient of the Phil Womble Ethics and Sports Award. Congratulations, Kate. CUSD proud. And Christy is with us tonight. Congratulations, Christy, as well. And the last item is Measure U. The district has begun the bidding process for removal of the 3 portable classrooms and a restroom at Catalina School. This project will occur over winter break, and following the removal, Catalina will only have 2 portable classrooms remaining, the library and the computer lab. Modernization for the CHS gym began July 1 and is now 50% complete, and it will be completed by the end of February 2021. Plans for the new administration building have been submitted to DSA, and construction is anticipated to begin this summer. The Measure U team has also submitted the revised Summerlin preliminary concept review to the County Board of Architectural Review, and we received preliminary concept approval on October 2nd. The project is currently undergoing review with the County Planning and Development Department as part of the process for obtaining a coastal development permit. In addition, the architects are currently designing the detailed plans in preparation for submission to the Division of State Architects. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diana. And
I have a couple of comments on the report.
Sure.
Okay, so the plan is to open the high school and the middle school on January 7. However, if that is not possible, then we're going back to distant learning, correct? And now you talk about the increase on COVID-19 infections. Question that I have is that pretty soon, could be a month or 2 months, that a vaccine will be ready. How is the district, or what's a protocol for the district to make sure that every student gets the vaccine, or because let's say that out of 1,000 students, let's say that if only 100 get vaccinated, then 200 will not, and that's a risk on itself. And also, like, for example, taking into consideration religious issues, how is the district, because it's time to think ahead, always think a step ahead. What would the district's protocol would be on that, and who will pay for the vaccine as well?
Yes, thanks, Rogelio. So currently we're working with the Santa Barbara County Public Health Department, and we meet every week with the county superintendents and our liaison. And the county public health has formed a committee to discuss the vaccines, when they're going to be available, who will be the first to receive the vaccines, and then how will districts proceed. So right now, the information we have from public health is that we probably will not see the vaccines in the general population until February or March. And we're discussing what it's going to look like for school districts. So there no decisions have been made. We're just in the process of discussing with all the vaccine providers and a representative from all the school districts as to how the districts will approach disseminating and having the vaccines available for staff and families.
Okay, I remember one of the reports probably 3 or 4 months ago or so saying that the responsible party would be the family, but in case that they do not get that coverage covered, then the district will take care of it.
Yeah, county public health hasn't made any decisions, and the group that's working on the vaccine dissemination has not made any recommendations in terms of how districts would work with staff and families yet. It's too premature, but we stay informed with our county public health liaison that you met, Susan Klein Rothschild, who attended our board meeting to discuss the COVID-19 response. We meet every week and discuss it. So right now we're in the process of discussing the dissemination of vaccines. No decisions have been made.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Diana.
Yes.
Moving on to public comment. I believe we have 3 speakers. Monica?
No, we do not have them on public comments, not on the agenda. We have them on one of the agenda items, which is 1.
Okay. And are they speaking now or when the item comes up?
When the item comes up.
Okay. So moving on to E, board policies. Board policy 5141.5, mental health. The board is asked to approve the second reading of the new BP 5141.5 mental health. The governing board recognizes that students' emotional well-being and mental health contribute to their ability to perform to their full academic and personal potential. The superintendent or designee shall develop strategies and services to build students' resiliency skills, help students cope with life challenges, and reduce the stigma associated with mental illness. May I have a motion to approve this board policy?
Move to approve.
Second?
Are there any questions about this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's approved. And E2, the board is asked to remove BP and AR 5131.61 drug testing. Carpinteria High School is digitalizing its athletic packet and has concluded that DP and AR 5131.61 are no longer feasible to carry out and are not needed. May I have a motion to approve this policy?
Move to approve.
Second,
Yeah.
are there any questions?
I have a question on this in regard to just what this maybe we could explain what this as far as drug testing and athletics.
I'm sorry, I missed half your question, Andy.
So historically, athletes have been treated differently at the high school in regard to the drug testing protocols versus the rest of the student body. And I'm wondering if this changes that so that all students are treated the same now, or if we can explain how what this does to change the drug testing procedures go on.
Okay. We have not been drug testing for more than 10 years. So this policy was put in place in 2005, but since 2010, there's not been any drug testing of anybody. So the policy is outdated and not reasonable. We don't drug test anyone. We don't need to. So that's why it's not
relevant. The only reason I'm asking is because, the reason I was asking is because my first 6 or 7 years on board, there was a gentleman who would come to speak, and this was his main topic of contention. You know, that this was unconstitutional, and I thought maybe we could, just for the public's edification, we could explain to them why we were doing that, and you just did that. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, F, educational services. The board is asked to approve the novels for the multicultural literature course. This class is a college preparatory English course designed to enhance the knowledge of both fiction and expository reading and writing. It aligns with the Common Core state standards, addresses critical reading, and prepares students to successfully meet and exceed the expectations of college and university faculty. This course focuses on literature by and about people of diverse ethnic backgrounds. May I have a motion to approve this service, educational service?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Are there questions? Okay.
No, I just want to thank Mrs. Nunez to actually jump on this issue and say, I will teach it. And
Yes.
That's, I would like to thank Mrs. Nunez for this. And,
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Any other questions? All those in favor of this motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And I believe we do have some public comment on this F1. Yes, Monica?
Right. We are going to begin with Laura Flores. And Laura, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So, hello, and thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. As the current co-lead for the Diversifier Narrative chapter, I wanted to thank you all, the teachers and administrators who have been working behind the scenes in the midst of all this virtual learning stress to diversify their curriculum and be more inclusive of different perspectives and experiences. Though it's been a while since you've heard from us at Diversifier Narrative, we're continuing to work to bring about positive change in our community, and we hope we can work together so CUSD is a positive experience for all students. I know that tonight is the last board meeting for a couple of our trustees, Ms. Robertson, Mr. Delgado, and I wanted to thank you for your service and dedication to this community. Moving forward, I hope that the efforts Mr. Delgado made to include communities of color will not be forgotten nor ignored, but I hope they're respected and pursued. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura.
Monica? Oh, who's next?
I'm so sorry. Yes. Next, we have Lucia Alarcon.
Hi, I'm Isa Alarcon. And I kind of just wanted to start off by saying hello to the board members and the public. And I want to start off by acknowledging both Mr. Delgado and Mrs. Robertson, as this is their last board meeting. And I just want to thank you for all of your support with the multicultural literature class. Especially thank you, Mr. Delgado, for your never-ending encouragement and support. Even when you attended, like you mentioned, the Black Lives Matter protest that Lauda and I organized back in June. It was just great to see community leaders like yourself standing in solidarity with us. I would also like to acknowledge that you are the only Latino on this board, and you really had insight and understanding on our perspectives and our stories. And personally, I felt that I built a great relationship with you, and I want to thank you for having our backs. As like the rest of the board, I also want to thank all of you for voting in favor of the implementation of multicultural literature class earlier this year, back in August. And I want to thank you for listening to our stories and taking them into account. So as a student that is enrolled in this course and also having taken honors and AP English classes in our district, I am very confident saying that this course enhances a student's knowledge on literature that would not be found anywhere else. So this class is obviously very unique to any other, and I'm here today to urge all of you in favor of the proposed books for this class, which include The Hate You Give, I Am Malala, and I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. So all of these pieces of literature are written by people from diverse ethnic backgrounds and give students insight from different point of views. So once again, I would just like to point out that you guys were all elected to represent all of your students, and I ask that you do that part. And thank you for all of your never-ending support.
Thank you,
Thank
Isa.
you very much.
Thank you. Now we have Ana Delgado.
Hello, everyone. My name's Ana Delgado, and I just want to thank everyone for, who approved the multi-literature course. This summer, when I was asked to join the Diversifier Narrative group, I was so excited to join a movement that would finally advocate for diversity, equity, and bring forward conversations that I didn't have in high school and I didn't have growing up. Through the long months of emailing, calling, speaking, and posting, this is the fruit of the success that Dawn, minority students, and people who want to reform our educational system needed. This is the first step towards change, and I am more than confident that the Diversifier Narrative group will continue the conversation and keep connecting with the board members, the future board members, to bring upon change. However, though, as I reflect on this course and pieces of literature, I can't help to think why it took a group of students and young adults to start this conversation. Thank you all for listening, but please know that this is the first step in allyship. For the remaining board members and for the new oncoming board members, I hope you all challenge yourself to think about what your allyship looks like and how you will improve your allyship to better serve the community. My dad said something earlier. He said, you can learn by listening. Let's all take that one step further and learn by reading, by speaking, and by connecting. And also just a little last note. Dad, I don't know if I tell you this too often, but I really do look up to you. And I'm so happy that for the past 4 years, other students had that opportunity also. And, big thank you to Mrs. Robertson for, also speaking and advocating for students. Thank you all for being on the board and listening to our concerns, and as well as supporting the teachers at CUSD. We look forward to change, and major thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Mia.
And I too congratulate Ms. Nunez, because it looks like a very interesting, tough class. So it's going to be good.
Now
moving on.
Sally, I'm sorry. We have
Oh, sorry.
We have
all right.
We have Monica Delgado.
Oh, okay.
Hello, my name is Monica Delgado. I'm a sophomore at Carpinteria High School. I'm speaking here today to show my appreciation in regard to the approval of the multicultural literature class. It's important for everyone to hear the narratives of people of color. Not only does it help understand the BIPOC experience, but it also sets students up for success for their future college environment. Discussions surrounding sexism, racism, and prejudice can be uncomfortable, but they are necessary for a future that entails the end to moral apathy. As a woman of color, I wish I learned more about my culture growing up, but this is a major step in the right direction, and I look forward to the future changes for our district. Thank you to the Diversifier Narrative Group for sparking the discussion, creating change, and inspiring me to be an advocate for change in my city. Lastly, I want to thank board members Rogelio Delgado and Ms. Robertson. We all appreciate your leadership these past few years. Dad, growing up, you always pushed me to succeed and have always been my role model. Thank you for running and staying on the board, even when times were hard. Everyone and myself truly appreciates the discussions you have started, and we appreciate your dedication to the students, families, and teachers in our district. You will always be a role model to me, and I am happy that students like myself had you to look up for these past 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to G. G1 is the warrants. The board is asked to approve the warrants for the period of 11/6/2020 through 11/19/2020 in the amount of $1,405,951.16. Warrants are issued once a week on Thursdays. The report format shows check number, check date, payee, brief account description, payment, comment, and check amount. May I have a motion to approve the warrants?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Would like to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Yes, and I have made a lot of comments on the warrants because the way I Vika,
Go ahead, Rogelio. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I have been talking about the warrants for a long time because this is the key, basically, to savings that the district can make. And I think that this analyzing these warrants and for example, looking at the expenses, then the budget session would be a lot easier than the way I have seen it and experienced it during the last 4 years. And always, I'm saying goodbye with always telling you about watch out with the legal fees and that's it. Just take good care of the warrants and have a healthy budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Rogelio. Okay. All those in favor of accepting the warrants?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the warrants were approved. Moving on to G2, the board is asked to accept the donation from the Rotary Club of Carpinteria of a subscription to sitereadingfactory.com valued at $156.44 to the CUSD music program to cover expenses for the Carpinteria Middle School educational tools to assist in reading of music. May I have a motion to approve this donation with thanks?
Move to approve. Go ahead, Michelle.
I'll move to approve.
Is there a
Second.
second? Are there any questions about this? All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion's approved. G3, the board is asked to approve the purchase of 2 mobile heated food carts from Supplies on the Fly. The purchase of mobile food carts allows for all meals to be delivered in the new truck in one route, which will allow other essential personnel now assisting the delivery and distribution of food to remain at their sites as we continue to open all schools in hybrid models. The cost of the purchase is $21,585.01 and will be paid with the restricted learning loss mitigation funds. May I have a motion to approve this G3?
Move to approve.
Second,
Second.
any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion's approved. G4, the board is asked to approve the purchase of a delivery truck with lift from Monarch Truck Center for delivery of meals to students from the central kitchen at CHS to school sites and 2 satellite sites. The purchase of the delivery truck will allow other essential personnel now assisting to the delivery and distribution of food to remain at their sites as we continue to open all schools in hybrid models. The cost of the purchase is $87,508.06 and will be paid with restricted learning loss mitigation funds. May I have a motion to approve?
Move to
So
approve.
moved. Second.
Any questions?
Yeah, Maureen or Diana, could you just explain to everyone that the money for these 2 purchases, where it's coming from, how it's not general fund, and that learning loss mitigation is a grant?
And how much we have left over after these 2 purchases, please?
So I'll be reporting that at the first interim in a couple of weeks. This is coming from the COVID relief money through the CARES Act that came both from federal and state sources. We
Your
received.
mic's off.
Oh, I can hear.
I can hear.
Oh, sorry.
No.
I can't.
Sorry. Tell me if you can't hear me. But this is through the CARES money, and we received about $2.2 million, and we have spent about 250,000 of it after the purchase of these 2 big ticket items. Some of the money must be spent by December 31st or we lose it. So we are crossing our fingers that everything that we have obligated through the expiring money will come in by December. We've had a lot of shipping delays. So these are the purchase of the truck and the 2 heated carts that go to in the back of the truck will benefit the whole rest of the semester as we remain in hybrid model, and we're able to serve with 1 delivery driver and 1 assist to deliver the meals out to the sites in one route. Right now we have multiple vans being used by drivers to deliver the meals to the schools and then to 2 satellite sites, 1 at Monte Vista Park and 1 at El Caro through People's Self-Help Group. So this is gonna totally help in that process so that the staff that we've pulled from the schools, including bus drivers and safety personnel, can go back to their school sites to be able to help with the needs of opening schools in the middle and high. And it is all restricted money. It's one time. When it's gone, it's gone. And this is the kind of a purchase that's meant to be used for one-time kinds of purchases.
Thank you.
There's $257 left on this grant, Maureen?
We have about $250,000 left.
Okay.
I'll report that at the December 15th board meeting with the interim.
And does it include the purchase of this the truck,
Yes.
delivery
Yeah.
truck, as well as the
Yes.
mobile heated food carts?
Yes. Yeah, and the remainder of the money is really being set aside to help cover the cost of testing, which is an ongoing cost, as well as remaining PPE that we're going to need throughout the rest of the year, and hope maybe even into next school year. So it's we're kind of coveting the balance because we're going to be needing it.
Okay, one more question. I remember you saying probably a month ago or so that this grant paid for the deficit of 100,000 debt on launch, correct?
Say that again?
I understand as I recall, like a month ago or so, a month and a half or so, there was a deficit of $800,000 due to the launch, to the debt. Is that correct? And
No,
that
actually, it covered the
paid through this
deficit
grant?
from last year, which was a little over $200,000. But it doesn't look like we're going to need to use this funding for the meals this year, because the seamless summer was approved for the full school year, which is going to help. So we're not using, at this point, we're not anticipating having to use this money to help pay for the school lunches.
Oh, all right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen.
Quick
Any other
question.
questions? Oh, Jamie?
Sorry, this vehicle you said is going to be used for the remainder while we're kind of in lockdown, but can we still use it?
Oh, yeah.
Continue to use it further?
It'll be used, I mean, it'll be a permanent fixture in the program because, but you know, we have moved to a central kitchen anyways. So it was a hope to be able to purchase this down the road, depending on whether we can afford it, rather than have to, you know, figure out vans and staff driving vans. So this is going to help out in a big way for the program.
The plan. Okay, great.
Thank you. All those in favor of purchasing the delivery truck?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. H1 is the board is asked to approve the proposal from Tri-County Office Furniture for the purchase of furnishings for students for the Student Success Center counseling offices in the old CHS administration building being modernized during phase 2 modernization. The proposal cost is $16,727.59, which includes assembly, installation, sales tax, and will be paid with Measure U funds. May I have a motion to approve H1?
Move to approve. Second.
All those in favor, are there any questions?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. H2, the board is asked to approve that the purchase of furnishings for Andrea High School Library be awarded to Blue Space Interiors, an approved distributor of K1 in the amount of $36,604.93 under the terms and conditions of contract number 121919K11, K11, awarded by Sourcewell pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 20118. The proposal cost is $36,604.93, which includes assembly, installation, and sales tax, and will be paid with Measure U funds. May I have a motion to approve H2?
I'll move.
So moved. Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. H3, the board is asked to deny the bid protest by Renew Age Energy Solutions, Inc., and approve the total lump sum base bid of $139,000 provided by Shaw Contracting, Inc., for the removal of 3 portable classrooms and restroom building at Catalina Elementary School. The base bid amount of $139,000 will be paid with Measure U funds. May I have a motion to approve H3?
Move to approve.
Is there a second? Are there any questions?
Yes, I would like to hear a little bit about this, about why that denial. Was it because it was a lower bidding,
Oh, no,
lower bid? Or
no. So Renew Age Energy Solutions submitted a bid protest. So that's what we're denying is the bid protest, because what they were protesting was inaccurate information. They were protesting that the bid that we accepted did not have all the components required for a bid, which is not accurate. So we corrected their misinformation and let them know that we are rejecting their bid protest, and we're awarding the bid to the contractor, Shaw Contracting, Shaw.
All right, okay. Thank you. Got it.
All those in favor of H3? Are any other questions? Okay, all those in favor of H3? Aye.
Aye.
Everyone? Any opposed? Motion's approved. And moving to personnel, I1. The board is asked to approve the following recommended personnel items. Assignments, 5 personnel. Change in assignment, 1 classified personnel. And a retirement, 1 personnel. I have a motion to approve I1.
Move to approve?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Moving on to J, board announcements. Does anybody have a board announcement?
Yes. First of all, I would like to thank every leader of the group, diversify our narrative, like Sofia Nakasoni, Laura Flores, Ana Delgado, Monica Delgado, and every leader. And because it was their initiative, their input that actually got the approval of this English 12 literature course. I also would like to thank every teacher. Would like to thank the union leadership. I would like to thank all of you for actually listening to me. I just I'm sad to leave, but I want to believe me. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss being a board member, and I learned so much, and I just hope that things turn out to be for the better, and that the current board will follow through with the students, with the teachers, and with the community. And that's all I have to say. I thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone, and we'll see each other again. Thank you.
Thank you, Rogelio.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I would just like to say, as a really proud member of the Carpinteria Education Foundation for about 25 years, I want to thank, first of all, the more than 250 people that participated in our No Party in September, who donated the monies that we've been able to do quite a few things since then. We passed on to the district $10,000 so that every student at the elementary level could have a recess bag, which I understand from Diana are very popular. And we've been working with Computers for Family and Cox, and are servicing 23 families in Carpinteria to make sure that all students are connected to appropriate, strong Wi-Fi. We've also been working with Chevron, and Chevron and Carpinteria Education Foundation are purchasing hands-on STEM articles for every child to be able to do experiments at home within their STEM programs, both at the high school, middle school, and at the elementary level, correct, Diana?
Yes.
Awesome.
And so it's very exciting. Chevron is looking at possibly paying $10,000 as well to support the STEM program. So I appreciate all that CEF is doing, but without all the people that attended our event and continue to support us. We couldn't do all those things. So thank you very much. Anyone else?
No,
Okay.
just I just like one more time to thank Michelle and Rogelio for their years of service. You guys are gonna be missed. And welcome to Jamie and Aaron.
Mhm.
Yes, most definitely. Welcome, Jamie and Aaron. We'll see you next month. May I have a motion? Monica, do we have any board calendar or future agenda items? Nope.
I just would like to remind everybody that according to their next board meeting is going to be on December 15. So even though it's not the second Tuesday, it's we have to follow AB 2449, law for elected officials, school officials, board members, that was approved in July 18, where it says all board meetings have to be conducted after the second Friday. So that's why we are having our annual organizational meeting on December 15. That's the next board meeting we have.
Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Move to adjourn.
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Hey,
Aye.
have a great Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you all.